What's up? My name is Andre and
Alfredo.
So I'm exposing you about what do you do for a living?
I'm a professor of computer science at NYU. I teach artificial intelligence online for free. So I have a YouTube channel as well. So don't forget to subscribe.
Yeah, we'll plug that in. We're in the same field. That's rare.
Good. Yeah.
Wow. How long you been in the software field?
So since 2020, the pandemic, we moved from teaching in person to teaching online. And so all the recordings of my classes, I've been then putting them online for everyone, for the whole community to actually benefit from. Completely for free, no advertisement, no nothing.
Okay, I'm a tailor because we're in the same field. I own a software company in trading.
Oh, I see, nice.
And also, we just got into AI for AI trading. So, what languages do you program in?
Well, of course, it's Python. It's going to be like the lingua franca for basically putting together all the different constructs that you need, those neural networks. But then, of course, underneath there is going to be a C++ backend, and of course the CUDA for going to accelerate for the different functions, right?
Wow. So, what's your best project or your favorite project?
So my best project right now is my textbook that is being awaited by the community. I've been on it for the last 2 years, and I have 2 years left to go through. And it's nice because this book is actually running code, it's training neural networks. And so therefore, automatically all the outcomes that this book is creating are therefore making the book itself. So the book is automatically built. It's just basically some source code, and then the book builds itself. So this is like a meta book.
And how long have you been working on this project?
It's been 2.5 years now.
Okay.
This is also called literate programming, wherever you have your own code, and then the code contains the documentation itself. And so by compiling the code, basically the book comes out, but it's code.
Okay. Wow. You know, this is the first time I actually met someone in a programming field. Where did you start learning about programming?
Oh, that's a good, interesting question. So I'm an electrical engineer myself. So my programming background was basically just C or assembly, right? With when you have microcontrollers, and then when I did start my PhD, then actually I had to start learning how to program, and I never actually took a CS class, although I'm a professor in computer science. Don't say that to my head of the department. But that's funny, because I had to self-learn, those things. That's why I have a YouTube channel where I teach.
What's your YouTube channel name?
It's gonna be just my name, Alfredo, and then NYU.
NYU,
you can find it.
I have that pop up on the screen. Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Another programming question.
Sure, go ahead.
So, when dealing with, I love microcontrollers, like with different servos or different motors. Where did you start with that?
Oh well, I can actually tell you the other way where I ended up doing. The last project I made is this basically microcontroller that is, so I'm a dancer. I dance 4 hours a day, salsa at the Empire Mambo here in New York City. And so basically different classes, the instructors are either teaching on this side or on the other side. And so based on the different hour, I have a microcontroller that is turning the camera that is connected on the roof, such that it's gonna record either the teacher on that side or the other side. And I do this with the, I can't remember the name of the micro, but it's very convenient. I can send it to you afterwards.
Yeah, I would love this.
I forgot the name.
This is a rare interview for me right there. I'll say programming and AI is like, people are like, what?
Yeah.
But what are your long-term plans, if you don't mind?
That's a good, interesting question. So it turns out that I became a professor because I love teaching, but it turns out if you love teaching, well, professors don't teach. They teach as a side gig. Universities care about you doing research and getting grants, and therefore you have to make publications and so on. And because every time you get a whatever, 2 million in a grant, half goes to the university, half goes to yourself. And that's why university really value people doing research. Whereas if you're doing education, students will come regardless of the fact that you're going to be doing an outstanding job or a very bad job. Therefore, my situation is a bit tricky because I think I am a rather good teacher, but then no one gives a fuck. Besides my students, right? And my followers on Twitter and on YouTube, right? But then otherwise, people here, they don't really care because they don't see how the value I bring is actually going to be benefiting them. They're going to be benefiting the students. not even my NYU students, every student that is interested in learning. I have students as young as 11 years old, middle schoolers, right? And I love them because they're absolutely like, I talk to them and everything I gave them, they take. They don't fight, they don't oppose themselves. And I have on the other spectrum students of 60 and plus years old, where they are like even also retired, and they are just learning from me just for fun, right? But all of them, I can help them use their brains to make some sort of concrete reasoning tasks, right? Like programming, especially with a nice framework. It's called P5JS, which allows you to make basically animations by writing some very easy JavaScript code. And that's how I would recommend anyone to actually start with, because it allows you to actually have a visual, like how do you call it, immediate result, so that you can understand what you're doing, right?
That is, I wish I had that. I started out with C++ for Dummies.
I see.
About 22 years ago.
Oh my God, it's a long time ago.
Yeah, but gosh, you got me off. My one question you can skip is up to you.
Sure.
But how much money is in your checking account?
100,000.
All right.
So usually, the course I was telling you before, the one I put in 2020 online, and then also the second version with all special effects in 2021, where I learned how to use After Effects. So when I talk about math, I have math appearing in my hands, and I have those like 3D renderings appearing around me, and I have special effects that are entertaining my audience, because I'm a show guy, right? I'm a musician, I'm a dancer, and why not? When I teach math and AI, I also entertain my students with different pretty things, right? Anyway, so that course I was telling you before, I taught it with Jan LeCun. Jan and other three that are Joshua Benjo and Geoffrey Hinton, they won a Nobel Prize for being basically the founders of AI, the godfathers they are called.
Wow.
It's not it's called Turing Award, which is basically the Nobel Prize for computation. But again, it's kind of akin to the Nobel Prize. Recently, I've been working on, like this past semester, this spring semester, I wanted to actually work on my book, but they are like, hey, you're gonna teach a new course for an undergraduate course. And that was like what I've been doing like 24/7. It was an insane amount of work. Only for my students here at NYU. No, I saw that now I decided to put it online as well, such that all my followers can access this. That is an undergraduate course on AI. And it's funny because I have, old friends that are not in CS, and therefore when they see the other course that is an advanced course, they are like a little bit frightened, like, oh, maybe I don't understand what you're talking. I'm requiring, like, the other course expects you to know linear algebra, to know calculus, to know like serious programming, requires several like prerequisites, because otherwise I cannot teach you. I mean, I can teach you everything, but I have to focus on teaching you the things that you don't know and you haven't learned in other courses, right? Whereas in this undergraduate course, I really teach you as you are a high schooler, more or less.
Wow.
And so this is interesting because people that were outsiders can totally take this course, and it's completely, barrier free, right? It doesn't have a entry level kind of knowledge that you already need to have, right? Many people ask me, how do I start? Well, depending on your level, I can tell you how to start. When I teach kids of 11 years old, I still teach them AI. Of course, I will not use the math machinery and all the things that I use with my other kids here at NYU. Still, I think it's a very, very I love this kind of intellectual exercise of changing the way I explain and talk about specific things based on what I have in front of me, right? I love teaching. I used to teach music. I used to teach dancing. I teach cooking. I teach. I'm a teacher, and that's why I became a professor. But then again, if you're a professor, then teaching is like an optional thing. They don't really care, and unfortunately, this is problematic because, as you ask me, where I will be in the future. Well, if teaching is a sustainable activity, then I will keep doing that. But if it's becoming like not like if my students when they go working for the big tech, they earn quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I get a very tiny fraction of that. And I'm like, maybe I should change my career based on, financial
Interesting.
considerations.
Because even on tech on YouTube, I see a lot of the YouTubers, they'll have their courses behind, paid walls and stuff. But I'm happy you're doing it for free.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, that is
education.
Yeah.
I'm from Europe. Education for me is something that you are, how do you say? You're granted, given that you're a human. That's part of what the entire that's what being human should be granting you, right? You are born in 2020, then you have all the knowledge should be available to you, right? It doesn't make any sense that knowledge is behind paywall. That's disgusting, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's why for my channel you see the exposed part. I'll show you in a second, but I expose other people because a lot of people hide behind like $20,000 paywalls just for learning free stuff on YouTube.
Correct. Yes.
And it's
no.
I've tried to interview them about their YouTube channel. They have hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I'll ask them like, I know how YouTube is. You have 100,000 subscribers. You should be making pretty good money. Why are you charging people 20,000, 10,000 for a 1 hour Zoom call?
Yeah. Actually, I make zero money from YouTube because I'm an immigrant, and so for
wow.
because of like how the immigration works, it would be illegal for me to earn anything outside my primary job. So I have exactly zero income from YouTube. So everything I do is just because I care about people getting something out of what I've been doing. Right? I work anyway, so if I can share with you, it doesn't cost me sharing with you what I created. Actually, it makes me happy because you can see I exist. There is a.
I like when you start people off and they're like, what's a loop, and then you start bringing them down to, oh my gosh, I want to see your community on Twitter.
Sure.
Oh, okay, but yeah, that's good. You're good?
Yeah, I'm
You're good? Thank you. Oh.